The Great White Throne Judgment. A day where every human since Adam and Eve will be together. Every mama, every daddy, every daughter, every son, every auntie, every uncle, every cousin will be there. Revelation chapter 20, verses 11 through 15 says, "And I saw a great white throne, and him that sat on it, from whose face the earth and the heaven fled away, and there was found no place for them. And I saw the dead, small and great, stand before God, and the books were opened. And another book was opened, which is the book of life. And the dead were judged out of those things which were written in the books, according to their works. And the sea gave up the dead which were in it, and death and hell delivered up the dead which were in them, and they were judged every man according to their works. And death and hell were cast into the lake of fire. This is the second death. And whosoever was not found written in the book of life was cast into the lake of fire." One of the last things that John saw when he was shown the revelation of what will happen in the future is the great white throne in heaven. Our human minds cannot comprehend the magnitude and the gravity of this day. Your imagination does not have the creativity or the power to imagine an event of this scale or magnitude. Think of every person that has ever lived, every person on the earth now, and every person that has yet to be born, all together in one place on one day. Every race, every color, every generation. In this you will find that John said, "And I saw the dead, small and great, stand before God." When John gives the description small and great, he is not referring to their physical size, their physical attributes. He is referring to their social standing on earth. Whether they were a beggar or whether they were a king, no one will be left out here. I remember when I was a young man, I used to have a great fascination with great Greek warriors and their wars. Although a lot of the Greek warriors are myths and there is no proof that they existed, it's believed they were real warriors whose stories were added to as they passed down. They will all be there. Achilles, the legendary hero of the Trojan War, he'll be there. Even the Greek philosophers, Heraclitus, Archimedes, all the great conquerors of the world will be there. Genghis Khan, Alexander the Great, Tamerlane, and even all of the beggars that have lived throughout the ages. All those that their names have been forgotten in history will be there. This judgment is not for the saints. This judgment is for the lost. In a courtroom, if you've ever seen it, there are those who will be facing judgment, and there is a barrier that separates them who will just witness it. And the saints at this point have already faced their judgment and will be behind the barrier just to witness it. Many times we've been hearing and reading about Judgment Day. We've been told that different things that'll happen on Judgment Day, but we do not know those who will be judged and who will judge these people. John said that he saw a great white throne and God was sitting on the throne. He described what happened when this throne appeared. Heaven and earth fled from his face. This should tell you something about God in this Judgment Day. Heaven and earth will flee from the face of God because the power of God will be too great for them to withstand. This means that this judgment will lack mercy. It will lack favoritism. It'll lack grace. It will be a pure and honest judgment. Hence why the throne is white, because it represents the purity of the judgment about to take place. We may not understand this and then think all souls will be judged there. Not everyone will be judged here. The Bible never said the children of God will be part of those that will be judged there. The children of God will be judged at the judgment seat of Christ. 2 Corinthians chapter 5, verse 10 of the King James Version says, "For we must all appear before the judgment seat of Christ, that every one may receive the things done in his body, according to that he hath done, whether it be good or bad." At this judgment seat, only Christians will be judged, and this is to receive the rewards for the things they have done. The works you have done for Christ will be weighed. All the things you've done will be checked, and you will be rewarded accordingly. These people are not the ones that will go to hell. It is Jesus that will judge these people. And the reason for this judgment is to give rewards. No one from here will be thrown into the lake of fire. 1 Corinthians chapter 3, verses 13 through 15 of the King James Version says, "Every man's work shall be made manifest, for the day shall declare it, because it shall be revealed by fire. And the fire shall try every man's work of what sort it is. If any man's work abides, which he hath built thereupon, he shall receive a reward. If any man's work shall be burned, he shall suffer loss. But he shall be saved, yet so as by fire." If your work as a Christian is tested and got burnt, you will not receive the reward, but you will be saved. That is what Jesus will do at his judgment seat. Matthew chapter 5, verse 19 of the King James Version says, "Whosoever therefore shall break one of these least commandments, and shall teach men so, he shall be called the least in the kingdom of heaven. But whosoever shall do and teach them, the same shall be called great in the kingdom of heaven." The second judgment which we're talking about is the great white throne, and only unbelievers, sinners, those who are not with God will be judged here. Imagine a father watching his child get judged at the great white throne and they couldn't do anything. The truth is, there will be regrets on that day. A son will ask the father why he didn't take church more seriously. Each day you live, you need to know the reality that if you profess Christ, your life is a testimony for those around you. It is a testimony of the goodness of God. And the way you live your life could bring others to Christ, could bring your children, your wife to Christ, your husband to Christ. But you still want to have a casual Christian lifestyle, and in all honesty, you could very well go to heaven. I'm not the one who determines whether you're saved or not, but what about those around? Those that would have taken salvation and Christ more seriously if you did? Maybe if you attend every Friday prayer meeting, your child might one day look at you and your devotion to God and wonder, maybe there is something more to this Christian life, and they might be saved. Maybe your brother or sister might look and say, maybe there is something more to this Christian life, and they might be saved. At the great white throne, those who are just churchgoers, those who have the form of holiness but deny the power thereof, those who rejected salvation, all of these people will regret their actions. Here at the great white throne, there are no good rewards. No one will be welcomed as a faithful servant. These are the people who have not allowed grace to wipe away their sins, those who have not called on Christ to forgive them and clean their records to start new. John said that a book was opened and some other books were opened. These books have records of the things they've done. None of these things has been cleared because they did not seek after salvation and seek forgiveness. Have you imagined how the fear of God will be all over the place, that no one will be able to look at his face? I honestly believe that on this day, we'll see a side of God that we have never seen before. Look at Revelation chapter 20, verse 11. "And I saw a great white throne, and him that sat on it, from whose face the earth and the heaven fled away, and there was found no place for them." Look at this phrase, "whose face the earth and heaven fled away." That is the judge, the great creator, the Alpha and the Omega, El Shaddai, Elohim, Adonai, Abba, El Elyon, God Almighty, the mighty creator, who is from everlasting to everlasting, who knows no beginning and knows no end. He will be the judge on this day. I don't want to be judged on the great white throne. The judgment seat of Christ is what you should look for. I don't want to be filled with regrets. I want to receive rewards from Jesus. I want to have that beautiful crown that makes me a royal priesthood. I want that redemption. I want that glorified body. I want the crown of life. I want the incorruptible crown. I want the crown of righteousness. I want the crown of glory. I want the crown of rejoicing. I want Jesus to say to me, "Well done, my good and faithful servant." I want God to be proud of me. I want King Jesus to say to me, "Come, ye blessed of my Father. Inherit the kingdom prepared for you from the foundation of the world." I want God to say, you are an obedient child. I want to be judged at the judgment seat of Christ. This is what you should be yearning for. The great white throne is not a place you should ever dream to appear. Don't allow the devil to make you lose your way and then regret it in the latter days. It can be easy for a human being to forgive, but sometimes it's always hard to forget. But when God forgives you, he forgets immediately. The past is gone. You have been forgiven. You must not go back into the sin anymore. Hebrews chapter 8, verse 12 of the King James Version says, "For I will be merciful to your unrighteousness, and their sins and their iniquities will I remember no more." There is the judgment seat of Christ, and there is the great white throne judgment. Where do you want to appear? This is a decision that you have to make now. Don't wait till tomorrow. Tomorrow may be too late. You have to decide now. Where do you want to appear? I want us to imagine these scenes at the white throne judgment. The Bible says, both great and small. It doesn't matter the number of years one uses on earth. People who have lived and passed on a long time ago, people who just passed on, people who are probably still alive. All these people will appear before the great white throne. Here you will see people from different regions of the world, different colors, different races, different languages. All of them will appear before this throne with fear of God in them because of the appearance of God. Here you will see pastors. You'll see people who call themselves apostles. You will see criminals. You will see adulterers. You will see bishops. It doesn't matter the post they take on earth. You'll see these people present at this throne getting ready to be judged, and they have a common fate. We must understand that there would be two kinds of books that would be opened. We know the first to be the book of life, and the others to be the books of works. We often get it wrong that this judgment is to determine those who will go to heaven or hell. This is not the purpose of this judgment. Works will be examined, but they cannot be saved by works. What they have done on earth will be checked. God will be the one checking these. If it is by works that will save people, then many of these people would get to heaven. But works cannot save. Only Jesus can save.